right. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. It is March 18th, 2022. We had a move yesterday. What a move, what a move, what a move. The squeezes did help out. Hope you guys enjoyed those plays. All right. So today's a big day. So we have the rebalance week occurring right now. So XPX rebalance, that's on the books. I'll see if I can find that for you guys. So basically, this is what we talked about a couple of days ago, but it is a rebalance here. So we have the XPX rebalance schedule. Thought I would have that already for you guys. And we had some movers yesterday. We had a lot of movers yesterday. So here's the rebalance, guys. It's right here. I think I posted this for you. So March 18th, it's when the XPX index rebalanced again. So I'm getting mixed reviews on this one. We have triple witching as well, which is right here. So we have a lot of contracts expiring and so forth. So what does that translate to? Well, real simple. The markets were super hedged, super hedged. All the funds were hedged. They were hedged for the last quarter. Okay, so those options or that hedge expires today. So what does that translate to? Does the market go down on that hedge, or does it go up, or do they re-hedge for the next quarter? So what I mean by that is when the funds hedge, they don't hedge per week, they hedge a quarter. So it's 1, 2, 3, and then the next quarter will be June 17th. So this is where their hedge will come in. And you'll see those orders if you have Thinkorswim. There's orders on the left or whatever black box that you have. You can see those orders come in, and they'll come in thousands, right, for the hedge. So this is what we're dealing with here. So all the futures contract as well, they'll expire. If you're doing the E-minis, they'll go into the next quarter, which is here. All the contracts, all the commodities contracts, all those will expire, as well as we have those expiring today. And we also have what's called it's a big monthly option expiration, right? That's expiring. So every third Friday of the month, it expires. So we have that. So we have the quarters, we have the futures. We have OPEC, so pretty much everything they'll be rolling over. So that's why will they re-hedge? If they don't re-hedge, then we can possibly drop, right? And I think it's all news pending today. So as far as yesterday was a great day. We had no news, so the market kind of rallied. However, the other kind of news that's on the horizon is this. So U.S. President Biden is speaking with China, at 1300. That's equivalent to about 9 o'clock, I believe. Try to find that. I think it's 9 o'clock. I don't know what 1300 is. 9 o'clock. That's Eastern Standard Time. So what's going to happen there? So that's a news-driven event. That can change everything. Now, we're just going to look at the possibilities. I think that if Xi says that they are going to, send Russia weapons or sell them weapons, then that can change things, right? And that could signal to the world, right? Remember, in the markets, perception is reality, right? So at this moment, whether it happens or not, but it's the perception is, okay, that they are going to support, Russia and send them weapons or sell them weapons, then that is a perception. Whether true or not, that could signal to the market that maybe that China is going to invade Taiwan. If that's the case, then that's going to be an escalation in the war. I sent out the levels to look for on the Patreon page, and I'll go through that with you. I think I wrote it down on the E-mini chart as well. But my line in the sand for the E-minis is going to be around 43, 43.30, 4,300. I think we need to defend that. Okay, so that's a news-driven event. We'll find out shortly in about 25 minutes, maybe half hour at the open, what that translates to. Now, if China supports the U.S. and they're gonna, I don't know what that means going to say. Maybe if they de-escalate it, that can also maybe move the markets a little higher. But things are looking better. Okay, now the key question is: do we continue going higher? So as you can tell, the Dow, the SPS futures were down a little bit. That's not too bad. from where we were. We closed at 44.11. We're at 43.74. It's not bad, right? The futures, the Nasdaq futures are down. Crude is climbing. Again, in the 10-year notes there, Bitcoin is around 40,000. It's been there in that range. So nothing is moving. I think it's just waiting to see what's happening on the de-escalation. Okay, because remember, if things work out, if things, it's only uphill from here. So basically, but I did notice that the chips didn't move quite a bit yesterday. So this is the levels that I talked about for the week. If you want to join the Patreon group, you get access to all of this just for $5 a month. Really, really simple, like $1.25 a week. But I give you these levels every day and the weekly outlook. Okay, so for the week, we hit all our levels. You can tell this is a very robust rally here. This is a rally. Okay, we have a double bottom here. We broke, gave you the levels. We hit every single one. Now, if we rally up here to 44.25, we could find sellers up there because we had a pretty strong rally. And I'm just going to show you for the week the moves that we had. It was basically around 280 points. 280 points on this move. So we need to kind of sell this off a little bit. Now, if we break 44.25, then that's going to signal to the market that this rally is pretty strong. If we start collapsing here to about 43.30, even to as low as 4,300, I think the bulls will defend this level. And let's see what happens. So this is the range that I think that we can probably trade here today. If we trade here today, this is a good range, a good rest day going into next week. Okay, that means that there's no news. Everything we know is known. What we're worried about is the unknown. The unknown will take us below this level. Okay, so that's the meeting with Chi, what that signals. The Fed is behind us. What else do we have? The Fed, we have to worry about the Fed for at least another month. We're good. They already told us what they're going to say. We got to worry about gas prices. And we have to worry about this escalation in Ukraine. Right? That's ultimately what our focus right now. That's the perception. Because that can change dramatically. So that's news driven. But yesterday was no news. So this is what we get. No news and we rallied. Like the last couple of days. It was beautiful, right? We had the Fed, right? And we rallied off of that. But right now, we're just kind of lingering right here. So that's the levels I have for today on the E-minis. That translates to, if you're doing SPY, it's real simple. Just take one away. It's 440, right? So if this is 425, it will be 442.50, right? And this would be 433. That's and then 430. So that's how we do SPY. Okay. So we got that covered. Let's look at the overall markets where we were. This is the XPX, NDX, and Russell. And we're looking at this from a daily perspective. So things look good. We got 3 strong days of rally, as I stated within the E-minis. A lot of buying come in. The buying wasn't like, it was okay. we rallied up here. Key question now, we're coming up to the 50-day moving average, the highs over here, which is roughly around that 44.35. That's where I got 44.25 in the E-minis. So what's going to happen there? And again, this is why I don't believe in death crosses, guys, because the death cross happened. And, this is where like everybody on Twitter and when you study this stuff, the death cross is not you have to worry about. I would worry about when the 20 crosses the 200. This one hasn't been working out. If you go back to us, it hasn't been working out. Most importantly, I would look at the 50. Then when we cross the 50, that's when we can really do the drops. But the 200-day, I think that we probably can linger here. We're going sideways. If things get better, we can start rallying. We can break through here, and then it might be a time to go long on good stocks, not meme stocks, any of that stuff, right? So I'll be paying close attention right there. And it looks if we're on the weekly, we're right there. We might be bouncing. So key level is going to be that 44.25, 44.30, right in there. Let's see what happens. Doesn't mean we're going to rally back up. It just means that, they're buying it. Remember, the funds too, they're rebalancing. So they're going to have to sell some stuff and add some stuff. And by the way, there's no new stocks being added to the S&P 500. They're just going to rebalance their books of what to buy, what to sell. So I'm getting mixed signals on that. Yesterday was like 250 billion. Now it's 78 billion, 65 billion. I'm not sure. There was 4 million shares of Tesla to buy. Started the week. There's still 3 million shares of Tesla to buy. Now, the key question, is it going to happen today? Is it going to happen next week, Monday, Tuesday? I don't know, but it's there. It's there. Okay, so as far as the NASDAQ rallies, okay, rallies is right there at the 50. Again, key level. We're liking what we see. We're right there. Now, at the 50, just remember, it can go either way. We can sell off or we can break through. So same type of premise if we're looking at the 50-minute time frame or the daily. It's the same premise. So if we sell off, we can go down. Now, as far as the IWM is different. We came down, and now is a time to use your Fibonacci's. Okay, so this is the Fibonacci report here. Okay, so let me show you real quick. Where can we go? We broke the 50, so now we put on the Fibonacci's. I got the Fibonacci here, went to the high here, went to the low, and now if you want to trade the levels on Fibonacci, okay, we broke to 23rd, and what's the next level? We broke to 50, so that's a plus. We can go to this 2110, that's the 38th percentile. The 50 percentile is right at that 2177, and it's right around that 200-day moving average. And then we got the 2244. So we can actually stay in this range and still be bullish. And I think that's probably a big level. If we break above this level, then that is very, very, very bullish. Like beyond bullish. That means that we're going back to all-time highs. I don't think that's the year for that, but anything's possible. But this is the way you can use Fibonacci. These are the levels if you're going to trade it. But it looks positive. It looks like we're about to break, it looks like we're about to break the 50. We haven't broken above the 50 since November 23rd. That's why it's a big deal, guys. There hasn't been a price action that has closed above the 50. Like here we broke it, but didn't close it. So it's pretty big. We haven't, since actually we haven't closed since November 24th. That is a big deal. So we're closing for the first time above the 50-day moving average. This is equivalent to IWM. Now, the other ones, we haven't closed since January 4th. And the last time was January 12th on the XPX. So we're getting close, and that's a big, significant deal. There's buying, there's conviction buying right there. Okay, so now let's translate that to the XPX, or let's go to the VIX. The VIX yesterday, as we this week, we've been going down. I've been telling you that this is just a confirmation that if you're going to be bullish, we're breaking down. Now today, what are we looking for today for confirmation? If 27... If we start breaking above 27, we're going to pull back. If we start climbing above 29, then we're really going to be selling off. Okay. If we start lingering here, then we can probably rally. If you start breaking 25, remember, we haven't been in these levels in a long time, like 1, 2, 3 weeks. We're heading towards a 4th week lows on the VIX. That's pretty big. So that means that fear is dying down. So the hedges are coming off today and is showing in the price action. You can see that those puts are being sold and they're not buying puts anymore. Now, if this starts breaking through, then they're buying those puts for the next quarter. Okay, that's how we kind of add these things together. All right, this is chilling. All right, so let's look if we can find any plays for today. XPX rallied nicely. We had some nice moves yesterday on the XPX. So XPX, this is the hourlies. This is the 1 minute time frame right here. Again, we bounced off the 52 days ago, took off, and just rallied. We rallied pretty nicely. At 3 days of rally, the boxes are going up. Now that 44.25 is going to put us in this upper range right in there. Okay, so we're coming to the top. Can we break through? MACDs can go a little bit higher here. Yes, that we saw strong. The top 5 indicators of the SPX showed that they were buying. We're going to be looking to see the first hours because it's going to be red or green. If it's red, then they're going to be selling and they're going to take it down. Right now we're at 43.73. We're going to open right around 43.83. So it's going to put us right in here. It's probably going to put weakness on the MACDs, and we'll probably should consolidate in this area. Anything's possible. I don't think we're going to rally today, but again, anything's possible. We could pull back. If we pull back, we can go back to 43.53. That's going to put us right on that, right in there. 43.53, right in here, right at the highs of last week. So let's see what happens there. Or do we sell off Chi, right? And if we start breaking 4,300 or 43.10, then we can probably come back to 42.60, 42.70. So again, watch for the 50-day on the hourlies right here. We still bullish 43.53, and watch the moving averages if we start bouncing. So that's what. So on my list today, if we open right now, we're at 43, 43.75. Maybe I'll have the 44, 4400s, 4420s on top, the calls. Up to 44.50. I don't think I'll put them on my list. I won't have them there. And I'll see for a squeeze. On the bottom side, I'll be looking for 43.75, probably 4,300 puts. 4,300 puts, the 43.20 puts, the 42.80 puts. I'll be putting those, watching those on my list, and just observing those and looking at the price action and looking for squeezes. All right, that's what I'm looking for. All right, as far as the moves here today, Tesla moved nicely, and I'll talk about Tesla as well. Everything needs to pull back here on the 15-minute time frame, guys. Google is squeezing. It might, again, as we're using the 50-day moving average. Look at all the moving averages coming together. Big move is coming up. Try to go. So let's see if it can continue going higher. Excuse me. Same as Amazon, coming together, squeezing. Tesla, ISRG close. CMG just rallied. So CMG, since we talked about it, went up about 50 points. Again, after this rally, consolidate, then went up. So this is what we're talking about after rallies. It just kind of lingers and then it takes off again. So since it lingered, it went off about another 60 points. So CMG is being bought, but it's squeezing. So again, had a nice move. Let's see what happens here. I think if the market pulls back, it's going to take everything down with us. We're going to cover into greater detail right now. Now, LRCX going up. Now, when this neon news with Russia it's over, you're going to see LRCX probably take off, right? Because they're the biggest player in that chip space. Goldman Sachs squeezing, Netflix squeezing, but again, everything's top heavy. NVIDIA squeezing. We had a nice move in NVIDIA since the last squeeze, right? 214 to 245. Mercado Libre, nice move as well. Everything from the squeeze went up. Shopify might move. This one likes to move. Google Friday. Let's look at Google Friday. Lotto Friday. This one moved nicely, 520 to 650 for the week. The Upstart. Now, these guys, these are on the list because these are cheap, right? These options are cheap if you're going to play them. They're like 60 cents. And you could have played these easy, the same way that we played the other ones. Squeezing. Again, we're looking for the squeeze, right? But right now, the squeeze can go the other way. All right, let's look at the chips. The chips didn't move that much, right? The chips had a hard time. I mean, they moved, but it wasn't like a robust move. All right, so let's look at the usual suspects here. Let's look at Google to see if we can, and I'm going to look at Amazon to see if we can do a Google Friday type of trade. Okay, so Google right now, I was talking to a guy, my buddy yesterday, in Google on daily. So Google right now broke above the 200-day moving average, broke above the 50, staying in this consolidation pattern. Let's look at the, sorry, that was 1 minute. Sometimes trading view. Google right now on the dailies, going sideways, bought same type of pattern as the XPX. Can it break above the 50? Has some headwinds at 2738 and 2700. Can it break through? Looks good on the MACDs. As we look at the hourlies right now, having some major headwinds right at that 2700. Can it break through? Right at that last pivot point, it's right there. It's right there from the last pivot point that we had. So can it sell off? Ideally, if we look at it from this point of view, let me get rid of that. Don't need that anymore. If you look at it from this point of view, it's trying to rally pre-market. It's looking better, but can it hold, right? It's being sold off right now at that 2,700. We're pretty top heavy. A lot of headwinds here. MACDs look weak, so is it going to sell off? So if we sell off here, where can we go? We can probably go to 2644. Can we go back down to 2600? That's a possibility. So we'll be looking at those if you want to trade that. We're going to be looking for the squeezing here. Anything can happen in the next 40 minutes. All right, let's look at Amazon. Amazon was squeezing as well. And Amazon, again, Amazon pretty heavy. Again, top heavy here on the 15-minute time frame, about to squeeze. So what does this translate to? Can it come back down to about 30.73 or 30.15? Right, currently Amazon is at 31.26. Or is it going to bounce here? So let's look for the setups here, see what happens. Looks like it's pulling back pre-market. Let's watch it at 31.18. If that gets taken out, MACDs look weak on the hourlies. This can break zero. It can probably start heading down to about 30.75. Got some nice moves there. So how would you play this? Well, look at the 30.50 puts right at the open and see if those start printing right away, if this starts tanking. All right. Tesla. Tesla. Again, really, really strong. Really, really strong. We know those levels on Tesla. Really close to the last pivot here, right? Again, 866. Last pivot, 888 is pretty strong. We got a lot of headwinds on top. So are those 4 million going to be bought today? Don't know. Maybe end of day. Can it pull back? I would like to see Tesla pull back. If it can pull back to 830, it's showing weakness on the hourlies. So right now the tide, right? The tide is still going up. The tide is still going up, but we're shifting the tides right now on the 15-minute time frame, right? So Tesla, nice rally, could consolidate. Let's see how low it can go. 850. 850 is a strong, can it break down? Can it hold? If it starts breaking down here, then it's shifting and maybe it can head down to this 832 and let's see what happens there. Okay, that's on Tesla. What else? LRCX. No. Let's do Upstart because that was the one that a lot of people played. And Upstart, same type of thing here. Top heavy. Weakness here on the MACDs. Already weak and can rally up a little bit, maybe 115. But if it comes down, it can come down to 105. Okay, 105. If we push, again, the top side is 118. All right. What else did we look at? Apple, maybe? Netflix and Apple. Let's look at Netflix and Apple. All right. Netflix squeezing right here. Are they going to keep buying it today? Move from 330 to 368 recently. It might rally. It could rally to about 370 and then watch it there. If this rallies up 370, it can rally to there. But if this starts breaking down, that could go down. Okay, we could have a down day. Just a pullback is happening at maybe 361, right? Which puts me right in this level. And then it can maybe hit the 50-day and the hourlies around 355 right now. So that's Netflix. On the upside, the MACDs are not telling you. It could maybe go higher, but it's not going to be a lot of conviction there. So we don't have it there. Or maybe it can bounce here, right? And let's see how high it goes. And maybe this will be an exhaustion, maybe another push a little higher, maybe to about 373. That's a possibility. 373 is going to be pretty hard, right? So what I'm noticing is we had a significant rally. If it bounces, does it go over? Does it curl over? Because we're seeing a lot of weakness. But if it comes up to that 370, goes up, and then gets released down. So Watch it. There can be a lot of chop action. Watch the 1 minute and look for the squeezes. But I like the squeeze here. It can go either way. I think a big move is probably going to be, yeah, it's nice. You're going to get Lotto Friday. Let's look at Shopify because I do like Shopify. It does move, and those options are pretty good. Pretty top heavy here, 660. It ran up really, really nicely. It looks like it's trying to rally to that 651, which is going to put me to the top here. Look for the squeeze here. This could squeeze to the downside. We haven't had the squeeze since, again, since March 15th. Right now is the 18th. You know, so maybe if it starts squeezing, maybe to the downside, or does it continue higher? Don't know, but 677. It's got some headwinds here. It's gonna rally here. I will wait for the dust to settle. Let it settle. And I think in the next 10, 15 minutes, it's going to let you know. Look for the indicator here as well. See if it's being bought or sold, the top 5. And then we will have an idea of what these things are going to do. All right. Let's look at the SPY. SPY. Key levels in SPY. Show me some weakness here. A squeezing down to the downside. But again, not like a major sell-off here. And by the way, there's a dividend payment of 137 on SPY. That's why people bought as well. But it's below the 50. Let's see what happens here. 430. Can it get to 430? That's the area that we had, right? 430. 435 is right there. But let's see, I think 430 or 433, I think what I said, which is equivalent to 4330. Could be right there. And 4,300. If we stay in this area, that's still pretty bullish. If we start breaking down, though, which this is going to be right at 430. So let's see. Today's going to tell you a lot today. Okay, today's going to tell you a lot. It's going to tell you, one, is the rebalance real? What's happening with Chi in the next 3 minutes? We'll find out. I think that's what we're noticing here. If they can come up with some good news out of that event today, then we can maybe push a little bit higher. Maybe. All right. But here's the QQQs. Again, right where we like them. We like them right there. It can go either way. Either way. We got them really close here. So it can go down to 337. If we start rallying, this area is going to be really, really hard, guys. I mean, really, really hard. If we start breaking 344, we can hit 350, 349 right in there. But just know that that's pretty hard, right? I think that they're probably going to sell some things here first and then take it back up. That's how they would operate. All right, the IWM was much stronger, which is a Russell. Let's look at that. IWM rally really, really nicely. Okay. So again, this is the one that was much stronger than the other indices. Could be setting up. If this rallies, maybe it can take the other indices. 205 on top. If it starts breaking down, it can probably linger to 200 and it can stay there. If it stays into the 200 range, that's still pretty powerful, pretty strong, and it can set up. And let's see what happens here. Okay. We're going to find out in the next half hour. Things are going to change. Let me cover Bitcoin real quick. So Bitcoin just tightening up right there. 4,000, looking pretty solid. I'm pretty excited about that. Buying coming in here. We see the MACD still rolling on the weeklies. Looking solid. Just probably going to linger here for maybe another week or two. At least that's my take on it. Just winding up. Let's see. Let's see if we can get a move on this. All right, guys, that's it. That is all we got. It is 9 o'clock. We had a pretty powerful move right here. Let me look at the E-minis again. Yeah, I would like this thing to come down to about 43.50. See what happens there. Let me look at Tesla. I think Shopify can go either way. If it lingers here, we can get a nice setup either way. 605. Look at the 600 puts. That might be something. Let us set up, maybe come up to there. If we can go to 651 and get these lined up, that might be a trade there. So looking at that, probably have those. I'm probably looking at Tesla, Shop, and XPX today. Those are the three I'm probably looking at. There's other ones too. Google maybe. Amazon looks good too. Let's look at CMG. Is that going to be continue being bought? Maybe. Let's see. CMG. CMG. Nice rally here. Continuing. Wow. CMG, look, broke right to 50. So again, this is the daily, guys, on CMG. It's being bought. So being bought. So they're building a position on CMG. So CMG is being bought. Next headwind is going to be 1641. But it's being bought. Okay. So yeah, these are the stocks I think that if we rally, they're going to do well. They're starting to buy this thing. Okay. And pretty decent orders. So again, we'll see. And this is now, I'm talking about investor, like not trader, but as a trader, we'll wait for we'll wait. Let's see the next setup. It's going to linger here for a little bit. We're pretty top heavy. 1564. Let's see what happens. E-minis lingering. Nothing new here. Just hanging out, which is expected. I think they're waiting on that meeting. All right, guys, that's all we got. It is 9:02. All right, guys, gave you a lot. If you guys want to just hang out, chill, today's Friday. We had major moves this week. So no need to overtrade. Just chill, relax, and wait for the proper setup. Guys. Again, this is what we do. You are a athlete, getting ready for the day. At 9:30 is when the game starts. So what to expect? This is gonna be news driven. Look at those key levels that I'm looking at here on the futures, and this is what we got. So I'm just kind of looking, see what happens, maybe plan it out, looking at the top 5 indicators, and see where we go from there. All right, guys, that's it. That is it. All right, guys, go out there, go get it, stay green. God bless, and I'll see my crew. I'll see you guys Sunday. I'll send out the link for the Zoom meeting. And we'll see you then. We'll get ready for next week. But today, just chill. Don't force anything. Let it set up. All right, guys. Take care.